On June 27, 2026, at 5:52 in the morning, the most powerful machine humanity has ever built logged its last collision and went silent. Not because it broke, not because it failed, because what they're building to replace it is going to be something even more extraordinary. This is the story of CERN's Large Hadron Collider, what it is, what it discovered, why it just shut down, and what comes next. To understand the LHC, you first need to understand the question it was built to answer. Not how big is the universe, that's astronomy. Not how did life begin, that's biology. The LHC was built to answer a deeper question than either of those. It was built to answer what is everything made of at the most fundamental level possible, and what rules govern how those fundamental pieces interact. These aren't new questions. Humans have been asking them for thousands of years. What's changed is how far down we can look. For most of history, the atom was considered the smallest possible unit of matter. Then, at the turn of the 20th century, physicists discovered that atoms themselves are made of smaller things: protons, neutrons, and electrons. And then they discovered that protons and neutrons are themselves made of even smaller things: quarks, bound together by a force carried by particles called gluons. And the further down physicists looked, the more they found a universe that operates on rules completely unlike anything we experience at the human scale. The theory that describes all of this is called the Standard Model of Particle Physics. Developed over decades and refined through thousands of experiments, it's one of the most precisely tested theories in the history of science. It describes 17 fundamental particles, the quarks, the leptons, the force-carrying bosons, and the interactions between them, with a mathematical elegance that has consistently predicted experimental results to extraordinary precision. But by the early 2000s, the Standard Model had a problem, a significant one. It predicted the existence of a particle that nobody had ever directly observed, a particle so important to the theory's coherence that without it, the whole framework began to crack. That particle was the Higgs boson. The Higgs boson was first theorized in 1964. The theory went like this: the reason fundamental particles have mass isn't intrinsic to the particles themselves. Instead, there is a field, the Higgs field, that permeates all of space. Particles acquire mass by interacting with this field. The stronger a particle interacts with the Higgs field, the more massive it is. And like every quantum field, the Higgs field has a corresponding particle, the Higgs boson, that is its quantum excitation. For nearly 50 years, the Higgs boson remained theoretical. Finding it required a machine capable of recreating conditions so extreme that Higgs bosons could momentarily flicker into existence, conditions that last prevailed in the universe a fraction of a second after the Big Bang. That machine was the Large Hadron Collider.
The LHC is by almost any measure the most complex machine ever built. It sits in a circular tunnel 27 kilometers around, roughly the circumference of a major city, buried between 50 and 175 meters underground on the border between France and Switzerland near Geneva. The tunnel was originally constructed for a different particle accelerator in the 1980s and repurposed for the LHC, which began its first proton collisions in 2010 after a construction period spanning more than 2 decades and involving contributions from over 10,000 scientists and engineers from more than 100 countries. Inside the LHC, 2 beams of protons are accelerated in opposite directions through a series of increasingly powerful accelerators before entering the main ring. There, superconducting magnets cooled to -271.3 degrees Celsius, colder than outer space, bend the beams around the circular path, while radio frequency cavities accelerate the protons to 99.9999991% of the speed of light. At that velocity, the protons are so energetic that the relativistic effects become significant. Their mass increases, their internal clock slows, and the energy stored in each collision becomes enormous. At 4 points around the ring, the 2 beams are steered into each other. Each crossing produces dozens of proton-proton collisions simultaneously, releasing energy that briefly recreates conditions from the first billionths of a second after the Big Bang. Surrounding each collision point is a detector, machines of almost incomprehensible complexity, some as large as a 5-story building, that track the thousands of particles flying outward from each collision in real time, recording their trajectories, energies, and identities. On July 4, 2012, after 2 years of operation, the ATLAS and CMS experiments at the LHC announced one of the most significant scientific discoveries of the 21st century: the detection of a new particle consistent with the long-predicted Higgs boson with a mass of approximately 125 GeV electron volts. The announcement was made to a packed auditorium at CERN, and the reaction from the global physics community was immediate and electric. Less than 18 months later, Peter Higgs and François Englert, 2 of the theorists who had predicted the field's existence in 1964, were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics. The significance of this discovery is difficult to overstate. The Higgs boson appears in only about 1 in a billion LHC collisions. Finding it required processing petabytes of data, filtering billions of collision events to isolate the handful that carried the particle's faint signal. It confirmed that the Higgs field is real, that the invisible field permeating all of space is genuinely responsible for giving fundamental particles their mass. Without the Higgs mechanism, electrons would be massless, atoms couldn't form, and the universe as we know it simply couldn't exist. But finding the Higgs boson was just the beginning. In the years that followed, the LHC continued operating across 2 more data-taking runs, each at higher energy and luminosity than the last. Run 2 reached 13 tera-electron-volts of collision energy in 2015. Run 3 reached 13.6 tera-electron-volts in 2022, the highest collision energy ever achieved by any particle accelerator in history. Across all 3 runs, the LHC discovered more than 85 new subatomic particles, new hadrons, new baryons, new exotic states of matter, each one adding a new piece to our picture of the subatomic world. It probed the imbalance between matter and antimatter. It explored quark-gluon plasma, the dense, hot state of matter that filled the universe in its very first microseconds. And it measured the properties of the Higgs boson in increasing detail, confirming prediction after prediction of the Standard Model with extraordinary precision. The ATLAS experiment alone recorded 505 inverse femtobarns of proton-proton collision data across its operational lifetime, a number that means little without context, but represents an almost unimaginable quantity of raw physics information and the largest dataset ever accumulated by a single particle physics experiment. And then, at 5:52 in the morning on June 27, 2026, the last proton circulated through the ring. The LHC operators dumped the final beams, and the machine that had rewritten our understanding of fundamental physics went quiet the last time, in its current form. The reason for the shutdown isn't failure, it's ambition. The machine that will emerge from this shutdown is called the High Luminosity Large Hadron Collider, the HL-LHC. And the difference between the LHC and the HL-LHC isn't incremental, it's a fundamental transformation of what the machine can do. The key concept is luminosity. In particle physics, luminosity isn't about light, it's about the rate of collisions. The more collisions you can generate per second, the more data you accumulate, and the more chances you have to observe rare, fleeting phenomena that might only occur once in billions or trillions of collision events. The LHC was already the most luminous particle collider ever built. The HL-LHC will increase that luminosity by a factor of up to 10 times. 10 times more collisions, 10 times more data, 10 times more chances to find something that changes everything.
To achieve this, engineers are undertaking one of the most ambitious engineering projects in the history of physics. Over the next 4 years, 1.2 kilometers of the 27-kilometer ring will be completely dismantled and rebuilt with new superconducting magnets capable of generating magnetic fields of 11 to 12 Tesla, significantly stronger than the current magnets, and made from a more advanced superconducting material called niobium tin rather than the niobium titanium used in the current machine. These new magnets allow the proton beams to be focused to a much smaller size of the collision points. Tighter beams mean more protons passing through the same space at the same time, which means more collisions. They're also installing a completely new type of component called superconducting Crab cavities. These are radio frequency cavities that give each bunch of protons a slight sideways tilt just before the collision point, rotating the bunches so that they collide head-on rather than at the slight angle imposed by the geometry of the ring. This maximizes the overlap between the 2 colliding bunches and dramatically increases the number of collisions produced at each beam crossing. The result? The HL-LHC is designed to produce around 200 proton-proton collisions every single time the 2 beams cross, compared to around 60 during Run 3. The detectors are being completely rebuilt to handle this. New tracking systems, new calorimeters, new trigger systems capable of processing the resulting torrent of data in real time. So what will the HL-LHC actually be looking for? The Higgs boson first and foremost, but not just its existence. The LHC found the Higgs, the HL-LHC will dissect it. With 10 times more data, physicists will be able to measure the Higgs boson's properties with a precision that the current machines simply cannot achieve. They'll be able to measure with high accuracy exactly how strongly the Higgs couples to different particles, and any deviation from the Standard Model's predictions, however small, would be a signal that something exists beyond what we currently understand. Most excitingly, scientists are hopeful that the HL-LHC will be able to produce 2 Higgs bosons simultaneously and observe them interacting with each other directly for the first time. This is called Higgs self-coupling, and measuring it would reveal information about the shape of the Higgs field's potential energy, which has profound implications for our understanding of why the universe exists in the stable form it does today, rather than having collapsed into a different, less hospitable state.
Beyond the Higgs, the HLLHC will search for answers to the questions the standard model cannot answer. Dark matter, the invisible substance that makes up roughly 27% of the universe's total energy content but has never been directly detected, may leave signatures in the HLLHC's collision data if it can be produced at the energies the machine will reach. The matter-antimatter asymmetry, the still unexplained reason why the universe contains vastly more matter than antimatter, allowing galaxies, stars, planets, and people to exist, may yield new clues in the vastly larger datasets the HLLHC will produce. An entirely unexpected phenomena, particles or forces that no current theory predicts, may emerge from the unprecedented density of collision data. The HLLHC is scheduled to begin operations in 2030 and run until at least 2041. Over that period, it is expected to accumulate roughly 10 times more total data than the entire operational lifetime of the original LHC, data that will take decades to fully analyze and that may contain discoveries we cannot yet imagine. CERN's Director of Accelerators put it simply: "Today we say goodbye to the LHC as we have known it, while preparing to welcome its successor, which will extend this scientific adventure far into the future." The most powerful machine ever built is being replaced by something more powerful still, and the questions it's going to ask about dark matter, about the Higgs field, about the deepest structure of reality are questions whose answers could reshape our understanding of what the universe actually is. Physics didn't end when the LHC found the Higgs boson. It opened a door. The HLLHC is what walks through it. If you liked the video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and we will keep you thinking.